Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. With the official launch of Blue Protocol Star Resonance just around the corner on October 9th, the hype is building, and we're getting ready to jump in. This game is a fresh take on the original Blue Protocol IP, bringing a reimagined world to both PC and mobile with full cross-platform play. First, a huge congratulations to our winner, who won the $50 giveaway from our last video. We'll be reaching out to you shortly to get you your prize. Today, we're going to give you a deep dive into the 8 unique classes, exploring their specific roles, builds, and specializations. We'll also compare them to similar classes in other popular MMORPGs to give you a better idea of what to expect. And we'll catch you up on the very latest news as we get closer to launch. Let's get into it. As of today, we are in the final days before Blue Protocol Star Resonance goes live. This period, from September 20th to September 25th, has been relatively quiet in terms of major announcements. The most notable official update came on September 24th with the release of a beta recap music video. This video serves as both a final marketing push to build excitement and a commemoration of the more than 29,000 players who participated in the closed beta test. The absence of any game-changing announcements in this final week suggests that the developers are in a lockdown phase. They have stated they are fine-tuning the game based on beta feedback, which likely means minor combat balance adjustments and bug fixes, rather than any significant overhaul. This means that the game launching on October 9th will be very similar to the version tested in the closed beta. This gives us a solid foundation for our class breakdown today. Blue Protocol Star Resonance features 8 playable classes that fall into the classic MMORPG trinity of tank, healer, and DPS. A key feature is the ability to swap between classes on a single character once they are unlocked, allowing for great flexibility. However, it is important to remember that progress, including levels and gear, is not shared between classes, so each must be leveled independently. Let's break down each class and its role, along with some strategic tips from the closed beta. The tank role, Guardians of the Frontline. Shield Knight. This is your classic sword and board tank, designed for single target threat and high survivability. Its primary weapon is a sword and shield, and it can self-heal with light energy. The recovery path is a pure defensive specialization, making you a durable bulwark for your team, while the shield path offers a more offensive approach, turning your defense into damage. A key part of the rotation for the shield path is building stacks of light-forged barrier, with skills like Sacred Blade and Vanguard Strike to unleash powerful healing and damage with Zeal Crusade once you reach 10 stacks. The Shield Knight is very similar to a Protection Paladin in World of Warcraft, due to its sword and board style and focus on self-healing and mitigation. However, Blue Protocol's dual specialization allows you to seamlessly switch to an offensive playstyle on the same character, a flexibility not always present in other games. Heavy Guardian. As the second tank archetype, the Heavy Guardian wields a massive double glaive and excels at battlefield control, making them a master of managing large groups of enemies. Its signature ability, Sand Grip, pulls enemies together for your party's area of effect damage dealers to take down. The Block specialization turns you into a pure defensive HP shield, while the Earthport specialization allows you to sacrifice some durability for increased damage output. This class requires a strategic mindset, as you must use abilities like Counter Crush at the right time to counter heavy attacks. The Heavy Guardian is functionally similar to a Gun Lancer in Lost Ark, in that both are heavily armored, shield-wielding tanks that excel at battlefield control and protecting their allies, rather than simply absorbing damage. The DPS role, Masters of Damage. Stormblade, a fast-paced, dual-wielding melee DPS class, the Stormblade is known for its flashy, combo-driven combat. Its playstyle revolves around chaining rapid attacks to unleash high-damage finishers. The Ido Slash path focuses on burst damage and critical hits, while the Moonblade path provides more consistent, sustained damage and AoE potential by transforming your weapon into a spectral scythe. A core part of the Moonblade rotation is building up Blade Intent with Moonstrike and Stormflash to then unleash a storm of damage with Thundercut spam. Comparison. The Stormblade's focus on building and spending resources for explosive damage is a lot like the Samurai in Final Fantasy XIV. However, the Stormblade's ability to switch to a sustained AoE playstyle on the same character is a key differentiator. Wind Knight. This is an aggressive, high-mobility melee class that excels at fluidly transitioning between grounded and aerial attacks. The Vanguard specialization focuses on ground-based combos, while the Skyward specialization is all about powerful aerial maneuvers, like Spiral Impact for explosive burst damage. The combat rotation for the Skyward spec is a complex chain, starting with Gale Form, building sharp stacks with Skyfall and Instant Edge, and then consuming them with Sharp Impact to deal tremendous damage. The Wind Knight's agile, aerial-focused combat style and javelin-based attacks are somewhat reminiscent of a Dragoon from Final Fantasy XIV, although the Wind Knight's core combat loop is much more centered on airtime and fluid aerial combos. Frost Mage. A classic range spellcaster, the Frost Mage uses elemental ice to deal damage and control enemies. This class offers two very different playstyles. The Ice Spear path is all about mobility, allowing you to fire instant projectiles while kiting enemies. In contrast, the Ice Ray path requires you to stand still, to channel a sustained beam of energy for much higher raw damage, rewarding careful positioning. The rotation for the Ice Ray build involves building frost crystals with basic attacks, using Frozen Gale to instantly expend them, and then channeling the Frost Beam to unload damage. The Frost Mage's specializations provide an excellent parallel to other games' magic classes. The Ice Ray specialization is a classic turret playstyle, similar to a Black Mage in Final Fantasy XIV that stands still to unleash massive damage. Meanwhile, the mobile Ice Spear style is more like a Red Mage from Final Fantasy XIV or a Fire Mage from WoW, focused on quick, high-damage spells while on the move. Marksman. This ranged DPS class incorporates pet mechanics into its core combat style. You can choose to fight alongside a wolf pack with the Wolf specialization, or use a trained Falcon to pinpoint enemy weaknesses for critical strikes with the Falcon specialization. The Wolf playstyle requires you to maintain an enhanced focus light mode by spamming skills like Arrow Rain and Torrent to continuously refill a gauge, making the pet a central part of your damage loop. The Marksman is most comparable to a hunter in World of Warcraft due to its pet-based ranged combat. The two specializations, Wolf and Falcon, are similar to the Beast Mastery and Marksman Hunter specs, respectively. The key difference is the Marksman's pets are more deeply integrated into the core class rotation and resource management. The healer/support role, team-focused utility. Verdant Oracle. This flexible healer that can adapt to different situations by combining offensive and defensive abilities. The Smite specialization is a hybrid path that uses offensive spells to trigger healing bursts, allowing you to contribute damage while keeping your team healthy. The Lifebind specialization, on the other hand, is a more traditional, pure support option that maximizes healing output and cooldown reduction. For the Lifebind rotation, you should open with Nourish for passive healing over time, and save Grove Wish for big bursts of healing during intense damage phases. This class shares a lot of thematic and functional similarities with the Druid from World of Warcraft. Both are nature-themed healers with the ability to blend damage and healing roles, and the Verdant Oracle's Smite spec is a direct parallel to the Restoration Druid's Hot and Damage Over Time playstyle. Soul Musician. This class offers a unique take on the support role, using magical music to simultaneously heal, buff allies, and damage enemies. It's a challenging but rewarding class that requires careful management to be effective. The Dissonant specialization is a hybrid option with a higher damage output while still maintaining healing capabilities, which is valuable for early content. The Concerto specialization focuses more on pure support, maximizing buffs and sustain for the party. A typical rotation involves juggling multiple effects at once, such as using five-fold crescendo for a large burst heal, and following it with encore to provide protective armor and sustained healing. The Soul Musician is most similar to the Bard from Lost Ark, in that both are unique support classes that use magical music to provide consistent, team-wide benefits beyond simple healing. Blue Protocol Star Resonance presents a visually stunning and mechanically sound core. The combat feels responsive, and the world is beautiful. However, the game's design, which includes daily time gates and a complex monetization model, is clearly tailored for a casual, mobile-first audience. The good news is that the game is entirely free to play, making it easy for you to experience it for yourself on launch day. My recommendation is to jump in, try out a few classes that align with your playstyle, and see if the game's core loop resonates with you. We have a new giveaway for you today! For a chance to win a $50 prize, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with the hashtag BP and the name of the class you are most excited to play. We'll be announcing the winner in our next video. Thank you for watching, and good luck!